What's poppin', my Taurus peeps? Thank you so much for joining me. It's your girl Cindy with Cindy Makeup. I hope you guys are blessed today, tomorrow, and always. I encircle you and myself in the white light of God's love, divine, and protection. We're on to a new week, new messages, new energies, ready to step into it. I did shuffle the cards and lay them out before I started recording so we can get right into it. If you're interested in a personal reading for your specific energy, all my contact info is down in the description box. Take what you want, leave what you don't, leave it for the next. So this is for Taurus, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Cross Watchers. The energy of the week is Seven of Fire, the Wheel, Queen of Earth. I think you're standing up for yourself this week. Standing up for yourself, and you're going to have some positive outcomes. You're standing up probably in reference to a Queen of Earth. It could be either just your energy, or you're standing up for another Taurus, Capricorn, or Virgo. You're standing your ground. You're choosing. It's time to choose your battles wisely so that you can move forward. Fortune is on your side. The situation is going to start moving forward suddenly. Something starts to move suddenly. Once you stand up for yourself and you stand your ground in situations, things are going to start moving quickly. Alright, so take some time, take a sensible approach, deal with challenges in a kind and understanding manner. Alright, so you need to be within your power to be thoughtful, creative, warm, and sensible of how you deal with certain things. Somebody might come at you being sour or deal with you with harsh words, whatever the case may be. It's up to you to, it's not how we respond, it's how we react. Okay? In your recent past, what I have is the Wisdom, the Mask card, the Birds card, the Stork card, and Pathways. I think you guys took a position where you were learning all you needed to learn in reference to a situation, being smart, being vigilant, taking care, being very protective, being very, very, very smart of how you deal with certain things. It could be regarding a situation about moving your child, like relocating, some type of cycle that you were on, some type of changes, maybe a change of job of some sort. There was some negative, you could have been in a negative you could have been in a negative relationship perhaps, and there was a pathway that you had to choose. Or there could have been some negative external forces that were pertaining to some type of changes, some type of birth. You were trying to change something. It could have taken 2 years to clear a matter up. But I see there was a pathway that you had to take. There was some type of transition that you had to make. Definitely a lot of changes that happened before. It could have been last year or just recently. You were open to possibilities of movement. There's some type of movement that you wanted to make. It could be physical, emotional, mental, whatever the case may be. There's some type of travel or movement that you were thinking of, and changes. There's a journey that you had to go on. All right, definitely you had to walk your path, and in reference to becoming more attained to and aligned with your purpose, aligned with the meaning in your life. Things take time to grow. You could have went through dark waters in the previous past, but I see you overcoming that situation. I see light at the end of the tunnel. I see a lot of light. You reached a point, maybe a point of victory, a point of standing, a point of being on your own and opening up to new opportunities. That was in your recent past. Alright, so presently or soon to be happening, right? What I have is the Healing card, the Child card, the Dog card, and Judication. You're going through a position where you might be healing yourself. Some of you might be healing yourself with the bottle, okay? If that's the way you heal. I picked that up before for some reason. I see battles behind this young lady. So if you're turning to that, that's not the way. You need to be clear mind, body, and soul in order to move in the right directions. I just turned off the candle. Some of you feel as though your light has been dimmed. You're going through a position of healing. So therefore, it's time of accepting what you've been through, accepting the circumstances, accepting for what they are, so you can deal with things on a different type of level. I feel some of you may be smart on one aspect of your life and then lacking in others. Some of you, you have to be strong for your children. You're their only source of dependability. They're their only source of it's a binding. They're holding on. You might be holding really tight onto your child, trying to keep them away from harm, trying to keep them away from maybe there's a system that you're going through or have gone through, pleading your case in front of someone in reference to maybe child, like custody of some sort. Some of you are taking the time to build lasting foundations with someone from your past. Focusing on lasting foundations between you and your child. This is a point of focus for you. This is your point of healing. This is what's going to bring you contentment. Nothing else. If you have a child. Some of you are really bad at planning things that have to deal with your foundation. So it's up to you to seek advice from someone that can give their objective opinion. You're going through a position where you're trying to put everything together and put your pieces back in order, right? Being naive about maybe a dog that's in your life. Usually the dog stands for someone that's trustworthy. Being naive, you could be being naive about a friend, or you consider someone a friend in your life, but really they're just judging you. They're sitting back and looking at you, and they're not telling you exactly the full story. Maybe they're intertwined in something. So pay attention to who surrounds you in your circle and who you actually take the time to talk to about your business. Not everybody is your friend. Okay, this person can be younger than you. This person can act as though, they're your friend, but really they're not. Some of you can be just starting out in some type of security that deals with adjudication, where you're either this person giving advice, you're a social worker, a lawyer, someone that lends advice, someone that talks to someone. You're just starting out, and therefore you're focusing on that. That's your main focus right now. So presently, what I would say is that in order to hear yourself, take some time for yourself. Don't go into toxic environments, into toxic behaviors. Be careful who you talk to about certain things, because you're in a position of transition and you can fall deeply into something that you don't need to be falling into. Focus on your job, focus on your child, focus on your security and your dependability. Your loyalty is to move forward with conviction, so that you can grow as a person and as an individual. In the future, what I have is perception, the scythe, the magnifying glass, and wealthy man. Perception is all about us seeing something and thinking to ourselves like, oh shit, it is like, is it something that I'm actually thinking, or is there other things behind the scenes that are going on, right? So sometimes when we see something, it's not the full story. So it's time for you to take an objective of you, taking both sides of the story, being in a position where you're arguing both sides of the story, writing your list of pros and cons, having those happy moments, having those sad moments. There's you might be dealing with someone in the future that wears a mask, but it's time for you to expose someone. Standing tall between two pillars of right and wrong, knowing what's right, knowing what's wrong, standing on the right side of law, stepping into different activities. Definitely some of you are going to be doing dance, some type of dance, maybe going out a little bit more. Some of you are cutting off, just looking for someone, cutting off, looking for love, cutting off probably someone who makes more money than you do, someone that is wealthy, someone that can be snubbed, like, ugh, their shit don't stink type of thing, right? You're like, I'm done. Some of you are looking into some type of surgery, perhaps. And this wealthy man is going to come through and pay for your surgery. Unexpected developments you're going to have to research. Alright? Especially anybody that's coming into your life. I'm not saying that it's a negative energy. I'm not saying it's a positive energy. I'm just saying for you to be vigilant. There's a perception here. So it's all about you being vigilant and being aware of any opportunities, people taking advantage. It's all about being smart, because 1 minute you could be happy and the next minute things can be turned upside down. I'm not saying that in the future you have to be open to things. In order for you to experience life at its fullest, at its purest, you have to be willing to accept things as they come. Accept things. You have to know the difference between ciphering what's good for me, what's not for me. But it's also about you being like smart about how you deal with shit. You know what I mean? Like, you can't just fall. You can't fall for the first guy that gives you attention. You can't fall for the first chick that, you know, she seems alright, but it's all about you ciphering and sifting and letting people prove themselves to you. You not settling. This can be you cutting off, looking into people's social media as well. Looking into things a little bit too intensely. Letting go of that energy of you doing the research. You know? Because some, you know, I know people that you know, they constantly torture themselves. And then they always have an excuse of why they do something. And in reality, that's nothing. It's nothing for you. It's not going to work in your favor. Live your life, do you, and push forward. There's good things here. It's just about you being in your power to know, to sniff bullshit from a mile away, right? Yeah. You might be coming in contact with someone rich in the future. Stop looking, it'll come. Future is about you dotting your I's and crossing your T's so nobody can check you at the end of the day, right? It is what it is. As far as romance angels for this week, you're looking good, you're feeling good, you're stepping into your own attraction. Keep an open mind about love, new love coming in, because true love is on its way, and it could be that wealthy man in the future that's coming your way, but it's all about you being open and optimistic to changes. This person might not be what you think of, right? What it is that we put out. We write a list of what we want A and Z, but sometimes the universe sends us exactly what we need. So we either learn, grow, and prosper with this person, or learn lessons from this person. If you haven't learned your lesson in the first place, you're going to recycle. It's going to come back again. So it's up to you to keep an open mind and know when someone is truly for us and really for our greatest good, right? You attract romantic love by enjoying this moment fully. Fully, that if you're single, Have fun, man. Get out there, have fun. You're not tied down to nobody. Nobody's expecting you to do X, Y, and Z, acting this way or that way. You know, sometimes when we're in relationships, they put certain limits on us. You don't have that if you're single. You don't have to worry about that. If you're in a relationship, man, your partner looking at you like, hey, I'm a lucky person. Like, look who has chosen to be with me, and I them, and we're both in unison. We're looking good, feeling good. You know what I mean? If you're separated, it's complicated. Trust me, you getting peeped. They see you. They see you. Don't worry about it. You look good. And like I said, keep an open mind. Your soulmate may differ from your usual expectations types. Don't, you know, sometimes we set our bar a little bit too high sometimes, you know. But sometimes somebody can have all the qualities. Example, man, I'm looking for somebody that is rich, well endowed, tall, sexy, handsome, whatever the case may be, but they may have the shittiest personality. And it's all about you being open to certain things. You know, they might not have X, Y, and Z that you like, but you know, they may be powerful in another aspect. It's all about opening and being open and receptive. Don't block yourself from good things coming your way. You're doing your part, you're playing your part, you're looking good, you're smelling good, you're doing good, you got your money in order, you're in full abundance, you're taking care of your responsibilities. Keep an open mind. Alright, true love for some of you is coming, and where it's, especially if you're single. So it's all about you staying and looking good and doing you. Keep an open mind, because you're not blocking yourself from good love coming in, because true love is going to come. And if you're in a relationship already, you guys seeing each other on a whole different level right now. Something has sparked between you. We're in full gratitude, and we're on the same level. Like, man, my baby look good, right? Looking like a bag of money, or a piece of sandwich, a sandwich, or pizza, because pizza is my favorite. But you're looking good, and your soulmate, you guys are just connecting on a whole nother level. You know, this is a romance of a lifetime that's coming your way. So just be open and receptive. Do you, because it's gonna come. It's gonna definitely come your way. You deserve it. You're in full abundance. You know what you want. You've been through some shit, and now it's for good. Now it's for good things to come your way. 2019 is all about the new. Just stay positive. Do your mantras, your positive affirmations. Good things are gonna come your way. Taurus, these are your messages for this week. I hope you have connected in some way. Drop me a line down below, and I'll talk to you guys next week.